U.S. inflation pressures are showing fresh signs of intensifying, while import prices surged in February by the most in 4 years.
Well, the data is now raising concerns that inflation could remain elevated for longer, complicating the Federal Reserve's path on interest rates. Here's a breakdown of what's driving the surge and what it means for inflation and policy ahead. Take a look.
U.S. import prices surged 1.3% in February, marking the sharpest monthly increase in 4 years and significantly exceeding market expectations. The rise was broad-based, driven not just by a rebound in fuel costs, but also by higher prices for food, consumer goods and core imports. Fuel import prices alone jumped 3.8%, while food prices rose 0.8% across categories, including vegetables, meat and oilseeds. On an annual basis, import prices increased 1.3%, the fastest pace in a year. Core import prices, which exclude food and fuel, also climbed sharply. This comes even before the full impact of the Iran conflict, which is reflected in the data. The ongoing conflict with Iran is now feeding into inflation expectations, particularly through energy markets. Oil prices have surged more than 30% since late February, raising concerns of sustained cost pressures ahead. Economists warn that disruptions, including the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz, could further push up fuel and shipping costs in the coming months. In addition, fertilizer prices are rising, pointing to further increases in food inflation globally. Businesses are already reporting higher input costs and passing them on to consumers. The surge in import prices is complicating the Federal Reserve's policy outlook. With core inflation expected to remain elevated, the central bank is likely to remain cautious on rate cuts. Markets are already dialing back expectations of monetary easing, with policymakers signaling a prolonged pause. Meanwhile, tariffs remain a structural factor, with studies showing up to 90% of tariff costs being passed on to domestic prices. While tariffs have boosted federal revenues, their broader economic impact remains limited. Business Bureau, WION World is One.